What's up, guys? I'm about to give you my lean on every single Week 18 game in the NFL. We've got tons of spots where teams that need to win to get in. You've got spoiler spots with teams that have nothing to play for. You've got divisions on the line. So let's get into it. We're going to kind of rapid fire this to keep the video short, but let's go through every single game right now. So let's start with the Saturday games. We got Pittsburgh -3.5 taking on the Ravens divisional game. The total is set at 36. The Ravens have the number one seed clinched in the AFC. They're going to sit their starters in this game. Here's my thing, though. How many times have we seen this year? A backup comes in and they have success. We saw it with Jake Browning, Josh Dobbs early in the season. Right now, Bailey Zappi, remember Tommy DeVito, but these guys always have kind of a shelf life. It's why they're backups, and that's not disparaging, by the way. It's just they're backup quarterbacks. But I think I look at someone like Mason Rudolph, 2 really good games in a row, back-to-back games scoring 30-plus points. I could see him taking a step back against one of the best defenses in the league. And then you've got Tyler Huntley. I mean, the Steelers have great motivation to win this game to get in. Tyler Huntley has great motivation to keep them out. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities to play, and he's a more than capable backup. I think this line's a little bit of an exaggeration. I would lean to Baltimore plus 3.5 at home. Even if the Steelers wins, probably a 3-point game. Next up, the second Saturday game, the Texans taking on the Colts in Indianapolis. Total is set at 47. Houston is -1 right now. This line just flipped. It was Indy -1 at the open. Houston, my one concern here is all the injuries to their offensive skill positions. No Tank Dell, no Brown. Woods going to be out for this game. The Colts defense is very leaky, but at home, their offense has been pretty solid. They're able to put up a lot of points. I could see this being a very close game. This is going to determine who gets into a wild card spot. As long as the Jaguars take care of business in Tennessee, the winner of this game will get a wild card spot. If the Jags lose, the winner of this game takes the division. So this is a pretty interesting game. Teams are handicapped evenly according to the spread, but I think there's a little value on the Colts as the home team, and I also think there's a little bit of value on the over. I don't see either one of these defenses being to stop the opposing offense, being able to stop them. So lean Indian over there. The Browns head to Cincinnati, completely meaningless game. The Bengals are -6, totals 38. Browns are locked into their spot. They're going to rest their starters. Bengals are completely eliminated. I might lean over here. I think the 38's a little bit low. You might see them, backup quarterbacks come in, throw the kitchen sink at each other, try some new plays, high variance spot potentially, but nothing else on this one. Same here with this one, Jets at Patriots. Again, 2 very anemic offenses, and both teams are eliminated, but I was still leaning over 30.5 points. I know the weather could come into play, but man, that's low. You're still going to have Bailey Zappi in this game. It's not like he's going to rest. And you'll have Simeon, who's been playing decent for the Jets. I could see this going over 30.5, especially with the variance of these two defenses. Maybe you get some defensive scores in this game. So I would lean over in that one. Next up, NFC South, we got the Falcons going to New Orleans to take on the Saints, -3. This is a massive game. All right. Both teams have high motivation to win because if the Bucs do not win in Carolina, the winner of this game will take the division. And even with looking at Atlanta, they've been bad on the road this year, just flat out bad. And it's even been with a weak schedule. I went back and looked, their schedule was really favorable and they still couldn't take advantage of it. They just got totally dog walked by the Bears in Chicago. I like the Saints in the spot. I think they handle business at home, -3, short number. I think they're going to take care of business and just wait to see what happens with the Bucs and the Panthers, but at least they take care of it on their end. I like the Saints. I still think the Bucs are going to win, so I don't think either of these teams are going to take the division, but I would lean to New Orleans in this spot. Another essentially meaningless game, the Chiefs at the Chargers. Chargers are -3, totals 35.5. Kansas City's locked in, Chargers are eliminated. This game's a total pass for me. I don't want anything to do with this. Mahomes is not going to play. You're going to have Easton Stick on the other side. I want nothing to do with this game. Rams at Niners. Niners are -3, totals 42.5. Again, Niners clinch the 1 seed. Probably no Purdy in this game. McCaffrey, I know, is already sitting. That's been confirmed. The Rams have clinched their spot as well. They don't have much to play for. I would lean to the home team a little bit. I think the Rams are going to be more likely to rest a lot more of their players. Remember, that's a little bit of more of an aging defense. They're going to need their guys fresh for the playoffs. I would lean to the home team. The Rams are not going to care about this game. Bears at Packers. Now, this is where we get interesting in the NFC North. Green Bay, win and you're in, okay? Win and they have a wild card spot clinched. But this is a massive spoiler spot for the Bears. The Bears are surging. They've been playing phenomenal. And I could argue that just as much motivation, there is just as much motivation for the Bears and Justin Fields in this game as there is for the Packers to get a playoff spot. Justin Fields essentially playing for his job with all the rumors of the Bears are going to draft a quarterback with that first pick. If Justin Fields wants to stay in Chicago and be the quarterback, another chance here to prove it. I love getting 3 with the Bears. I think the Bears could potentially win this game. I like the Bears +3. That would be my lean, playing on that Justin Fields angle. NFC West, Seattle is -2.5 at Arizona. Just like I told you guys last week, we had the Cardinals +525 on the money line. I think they're a good spoiler pick again this week. I'd lean Arizona +2.5. Seattle's on the bubble. They can still get in, but man, they need a lot to happen. And that is different than a team that's actively in the hunt, right? Like if you're in the hunt, you just maybe need another team to lose, or you just need to win and get in. That's different than needing a win and then needing like 4 other things to happen, which the Seahawks are, very low chance of them getting in. I like the Cardinals in this spot. And by the way, that defense has been trending down and they struggle with mobile quarterbacks. So Kyler Murray, this is one of those classic Kyler Murray Arizona games. It's meaningless end of the season. He balls out of nowhere like last week. Bills at Dolphins -3. You guys already know where I'm going here if you've been watching, and I love the Bills. They're trending up. I think Bills are going to win the division. They're going to cash our divisional future that we have on them, and they're going to get to host a playoff game. The loss of Bradley Chubb, we kind of like glossed over it in the last video, and it's not really being talked about that much. That's going to really kill that Miami defense. He was such an anchor in terms of their pressure, their pass rush. I think it's going to really hurt them. I think the Bills go in there and get a win. So I like Bills -3. Tampa at Carolina. Tampa wins this game. I think they do. They clinch the NFC South. Here's the thing, though. This 5.5, -5.5, tricky spot. I could see the Panthers giving them a scare. Keeping this close, nothing to play for. Spoiler pick. They're a home dog. Home dogs in Week 18 with nothing to play for. That's a 60+% system. I have a video coming up about that. I think the Bucs will bounce back. They had a horrible game last week. They got caught slipping. They were way too hot. They came back down to earth. But I think they'll take care of business and get the division. But I could see a Panthers cover in this game. All right, Vikings at Lions. Now, this one's interesting because even though the Lions have a playoff spot, they're locked in, they've got the NFC North, they can still move up a bit. If they win this game and a few other things happen, they can move up in terms of seeding. So the Lions still have something to play for here. And both of these defenses, the last time they played, man, did you see? Both of the quarterbacks were slinging it. Nobody could stop anybody. I would lean over in this game. It's 45.5. I could see this be getting to 47 by the time kickoff comes around, so I'd lean over. Over in the NFC East, the Cowboys are huge road favorites. -13 at the Commanders. Total set at 46. Guys, this is too many points. The Niners just played at Washington. They were 14-point favorites. Are you telling me the Niners and the Cowboys have 1 point of difference between them? No chance. This is too many points. The Washington defense is essentially Swiss cheese, but that doesn't change the fact that the Cowboys have struggled on the road all year long. And they can throw the ball a little bit. Washington can score on this defense. Home dogs again in Week 18. This one's nuts. I think the Cowboys win the game and they clinch the NFC East. But Washington's going to keep this within the 13. Maybe this is a 10-point loss here. I would lean to the Commanders +13. Jags -5.5 at Tennessee against the Titans. Totals 39.5. I would lean Titans here again. Same logic here as the Panthers lean. That 5.5 is kind of weird on the road. Maybe it's a 3 or 4 point win. But here's the thing about this game. I could actually see the outright win in this game. All right, I know that sounds crazy. The Titans looked like horrible last week. But teams coming off of those bad offensive games, I talked about this system, posted about it a few weeks ago. We get these home dogs after scoring like less than 10, I think it was less than 14 points. Man, they're like 68% against the spread. I could see the Titans winning this game outright. A huge bounce back, a spoiler spot. You saw the interview with Vrabel where the reporter asked him, what's the motivation to win? He said, because it sucks to lose. They want to win this game. There's no lack of motivation there, and he's a good motivator, Mike Vrabel. And as a home dog, lean to the Titans. I think that could get tricky for the Jags. I'm not a huge fan of the Jaguars. Broncos at Raiders. The Raiders are -3. Listen, both teams are essentially eliminated. Denver's got now a bunch of injuries that they're dealing with. I'd lean a little bit under to this game, but you've got two good defenses, but I would also lean to the Raiders. I mean, even though they've been eliminated for a few weeks now, they still play with a ton of heart for Antonio Pierce. I like that team at home. I think the Broncos now are kind of fading away here after we cashed a bunch of them in the middle of the season there. Eagles at Giants. The Eagles are -5. Guys, same deal I told you last week with the Cardinals. Yeah, I don't like the spot. I like the Giants in the spot +5. I would lean to them. This might even be a play for us. They should have won that game against the Rams. We had the Giants +6 and we had the +220 on the money line. They missed a kick. They missed the easiest 2-point conversion you'll ever see. So that was a brutal outright loss. But the Cardinals coming off of that upset over the Eagles, people are going to naturally assume the Eagles are in a bounce back spot. I'm not really buying it. I think the Giants keep this game close. This isn't your typical bounce back. The Eagles got some real problems here. And if the Eagles lose this game, they're going to be a wild card team. and they're going to have to go to Tampa if Tampa wins. If Tampa wins and clinches the NFC South, they're going to have to go to Tampa, and that is not going to be an easy game. Don't be surprised to see a quick exit there over in Philly. So I would say Giants +5 and live for the win on that one. So that's all 16 games I just gave you. I try to do it as quickly as possible so you guys can enjoy the video. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's get it. Good luck.